Yo, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to another dialogue with the Raw, the Real, and the Red Pill. This is going to be a real brief one, but I just want to give an example. Just sitting here thinking, and I thought of a good analogy, per se, of how men are in America. And maybe I can make an example. I've been thinking of this example so you can visualize and be able to be from the outside looking in at something to understand the disorder in something. Okay, let's say you have a pride of lions, right? Let's say it's 3 female lions, and it's, let's say initially 1 male lion, right? And essentially, just envision this, you see these lions in the prairies, in the fields of Africa, the big giant ass horseflies flying around, high grass, and there's a kill, and the female lions and the cubs are like gnawing away at this kill, at this prey that's been killed. And let's just say the male lion went and killed it himself and brought it back to the pride. And the female lion and the cubs, they're eating the elk or whatever that was caught, and they're gnawing away at it. And the male lion comes up for a piece, and the female lions begin to growl at him, begin to nip at him and bite at him, and take their paws and extend their nails and swipe at him and attack him. And he'll go fleeing away, walking away with his head cowered down, and he'll lay down in the grass, and after another 20 minutes may come back and try to eat at this prey that's been killed. And the female lions would just gang up on him and attack him and bite him and paw at him and swipe at him. And now this male lion is injured and he's bleeding, and he just walks away, and he lays down in the grass under a tree somewhere alone by himself. Later on, after there's nothing but bones and the unwanted parts of the prey left, covered in flies, and it's beginning to decay, and the 3 female lions and the cubs go ahead and lay down in the grass somewhere. That male lion might come back and pick at the leftovers, whatever's left for him, hoping to try to be able to sustain from this. And after that, he goes to try to mate and have sex with one of the female lions. And as he gets on top of her, as she's laying down, she turns around and paws him in the face and gashes his face and attacks him and runs him off. And he gets up and he walks away, and he trollops away and lays down in the high grass under a tree somewhere, and with his head down and his paws. And, this type of thing. Just to visualize this. What can you assume of this lion? This male lion? Is he really a king of the jungle? Is he really dominating in any way? Does he have control over his pride? Anybody, as conscious human beings, we can look at this and draw an analogy to what being a black man in America with a family is like, and often like. This is why the marriage rate is plummeting. You understand? Our women don't love us. They don't treat us good. We go out, we get the bacon, we bring it home, we bring home the prey, we bring home that paycheck from hard labor, and what happens? It gets taken from us. 70% rate of divorce. And if you do have anything left to survive off of what you went out and killed and what you brought home to your pride, it's just the scraps, just enough to stay alive. Not to live, but to stay alive. just enough for your heart to beat one more time, for your lungs to expand, to inhale another breath of oxygen. You understand? Many, many brothers are this lion. Many brothers are this broken down lion within his pride, outcasted. No matter how the female treated him or treats him, when she became violent and drew blood, when she rejected him, when he wanted to have sex and attacked him, when he was treated like shit, he walked away. How did this lion look? Would it be better if this lion was dead? Is this lion in strength? Is this lion, is he an alpha? What is he? Sad, sad story. Very true analogy if you really consider. And this is the current state. This is the current state under the feminist, gynocentric, matriarchal community structures within the black nuclear family. This is what we see. This is the reality. The woman and kids get fat. The kid, the cubs, the children, they learn to hate and reproach the male, just as the lions did in my analogy. Doesn't it seem so unnatural watching that? If you were to ever see that in the wild, doesn't it seem unnatural? Doesn't it seem like it's something wrong? Now let's say, and this is more in order of how things should be and what they really, most of the time, what it is in the wild. You'll have the male lion patrolling his and exerting and exuberating his dominance within his pride and within his territory. The mother, the female lion, they will initially try to make the kills, try to get the prey themselves, feed the children as they eat off the prey, and the male lion will come as he pleases and take the most juiciest bites of the prey. I was trying to think of a better word. He'll come as he pleases and take the juiciest bites out of the prey, enjoying in fullness what his female has brought to the table in exchange for his protection from outside forces such as alligators, other lions that may pose a threat, because naturally the female lion is weaker than the male. Whenever the male lion wants, he can just roam around and engage in sexual encounter with any of the females within his pride, and he gracefully reciprocates until he is finished, and then he goes to sleep. In the event that she's unable to capture the larger game, such as water buffalo and, I don't know, fucking hippo or something, then he'll step on the scene and make the kill, make light work out of whatever needs to be made into a meal for their survival. What do we see? And we see this commonly. What do we see when we look back and look at this? We witness an alpha male lion, not only a protector, but one that abides in his realm in utter dominance. This is the proper order. This is how it should be. We can learn a lot from what we see every day in nature. What do you take from this? Do you consider, can you visualize the things that I'm saying? This is more so for visualizations. So maybe we can look at one scenario and compare it to another scenario through the visualizations that we see from what I'm explaining and notice something is wrong with the one versus the other. Which lion are you? Are you the weak lion who's attacked by his females, left scraps, miserable, sad, depressed, eventually to be overtaken by a bigger, better, stronger lion who will properly run and dominate the females in the pride, who will bring order and construct to the pride and offer sufficient protection so if the weaker lion couldn't even defend himself against the females, what gives him right to the pride? How can he defend himself against an alpha? Consider these things. Thanks for tuning into the Raw, the Real, the Red Pill. Just a short analogy of a mental visualization. And until next time, shalom.